And who did I see related to Yang? So we went. It was right when I landed that I looked at my phone and I realized that the Childish Gambino event was happening. Right, the Childish Gambino event was a really big surprise. It was a really big surprise. And what I learned from other people that I talked to is that the campaign was aware and planning about this since very, very, very beginning of October. There are some people, I'm not going to mention it just because I don't want to get them in trouble, but there's some people who already knew about this event happening. They already knew Childish Gambino's work in the campaign, and I guess they had been planning this for a while. I was obviously not aware of this. I freaked out in the airport. You saw my video on Twitter. Like, I'll put it right here, I guess. I don't know if I can. But, like, I freaked out when I heard that it was happening. Like, that's huge news. That's ginormous news. So I was like very happy about that. But it looks like they've been planning this for a while. The campaign and Childish Gambino met. They had like an hour-long meeting, supposedly, Andrew and Donald Glover. And what they talked about mostly during that time was like how Donald Glover understood the vision of the YangGang and the creativity that we could bring. Like, Donald Glover was aware that we're creating something new, refreshing, and actually good online. Like, the YangGang online, we're so powerful. Donald Glover saw that coming, and he's a visionary, right? That's why he's so famous, and that's why he does so well when it comes to, like his music videos, the way he's a cultural shifter, right? That's what they call him. I mean, that's what he does. So then from there, he joined on the campaign as a creative consultant, basically working on how to incorporate, I think, 21st century social media ideas into a campaign, right? This is something no other campaign has done. So Donald Glover talks about how, I think the merch collab, right? I'm wearing the merch right now. I was so lucky I got this at a fundraiser after. I had to pay a lot of money for it, but it's worth it because it all goes to the campaign, right? So this is the hoodie right here. This is an amazing hoodie. I'm working right now to get another one, my hands on another one. Then what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a giveaway for it on my channel, which I think is going to be great. But first, what I was going to say is, so the merch collab. So the creative consultant, they thought together, okay, what are we going to do? Well, we want to raise donations, obviously. That's the end goal. They want to make money for the campaign because that's what's most important. That's what keeps our message out there. That's how we do, that's how we get the ads going, right? So they're thinking about how do we raise money? And they're thinking, Yang right now is kicking ass. I say kicking ass way too much, but Yang is right now really kicking ass when it comes to merch sales. No other candidate right now in the Democratic field is bringing in that proportion of donations from merchandise. So we have the highest percentage of our overall purse coming from people buying from yangmerch.com. That is awesome. I'm sorry, yangstore.com. That is awesome, right? So that means our merch is good. And also at the same time, the more we wear it, people recognize it and we legitimize the movement and people realize, okay, Yang is for real. In the same way that when we saw like MAGA stuff, we thought, okay, Trump is for real. So they thought together, okay, we got to create this merch together. We can create some energy around it. Donald Glover is already going to attract his fans, the media. So that's what they did. They created this merch together. It was the Donald Glover, Andrew Yang collab, and I'll go over everything that they had. So they had the hoodie right here. This was $100. This has the 1K gold with YangGang 2020 under it. So if you're listening to this on a podcast forum, you guys can look it up or look it up on my Twitter. I posted pictures of me wearing it with Paget and Will Lexham, which were great photos, by the way. But we got the hoodie for $100. Then they had a hat. I did not get the hat, but that's what I'm trying to get my hands on to kind of do a giveaway with. But it was a $50 hat. It was a nice one. It was blue, baseball cap style, and it had the same logo, which is a 1K thing. And then they had the poster. The poster was my favorite, and it was the cheapest at $25. And yes, understand, inflated prices, but we're talking about limited. This is a big moment for the campaign. They have to make the prices high. People want to, there has to be this demand for it. And all the money goes straight to the campaign. So every time I just felt good about it. It did not feel like I was making a regular day purchase. It felt like I was directly contributing to something that I love, which is, how we should feel when we donate to Andrew. We know where that money's going. But anyway, so they had that. The poster, though, was really, really cool because I thought the poster had Childish Gambino's silhouette, and it had Andrew in the silhouette. And the wording behind it said, "This is the simulation where we win." Damn, how badass is that? How badass is that? I mean, come on. So, given that, I think those are the pieces that they did. I'm trying to think if they have anything else. Yeah, and they also had 10 of the same hoodies that I'm wearing right now, except in blue. And those were signed by Andrew and Donald Glover. And those were about $1,000 each, but they're signed by both of them. So I know that someone got one of those. I don't remember who it was, but someone picked up the $1,000 hoodie on behalf of YangStream. So YangStream on Twitch. So what they did was they got the hoodie for the stream, and they're basically going to give it away. I don't know how Ted's going to do that. So overall, was this a success? So I got there around 11 a.m. And when I showed up, I was like, okay, no chance I'm going to be in line. I'm not going to get this merch. Screw that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the stream and just go show everybody where the media is, how long the lines are, who actually is in line, are they all YangGang, all that stuff. So I get there, the road, there's actually a Supreme pop-up shop right next door. And Supreme pop-up shops get tons of people. We had been in their line by times 10. So we had gone all the way down this LA neighborhood street. It's probably like, I would say like, I don't know, like 50 to 60 yards down. And we had the whole line down there. Everyone crammed together in groups. So we're not talking about single file, just groups of people. And then you get down there, and then you turn left, and then there's another street that's another like 50 to 60 yards, and all the way down there is YangGang, all just in groups and groups and groups. And I'm just walking down this line, live streaming the entire time. Every once in a while I'd hear somebody yell on the line like, hi, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, YangGang, YangGang. And I'm like, literally like, I'm looking around, all I'm seeing is math hats, and I'm seeing math hoodies, math jerseys. I'm seeing all the Yang merch, and they're all like going, we're all seeing each other, voices with me. I have pageants around, everyone's just freaking out. And it's just all of us coming together, and just, I could not talk, and I was essentially shocked by the amount of people who showed up at this event. That is what told me, okay, Donald Glover, Andrew Yang, you guys working together brought these two audiences together. Because right away I noticed, yes, there were a ton of YangGang there. There were a lot of people, but there were also a lot of people who were not YangGang, which was great. So what I started doing was I took the stream and I just started asking people, hey, were you here because of Andrew Yang? Are you here because of Donald Glover? And we got a lot of people that said they were here because of both. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? What do you mean you're here because of both? And basically they're like, well, I like Andrew Yang. I've heard of him. I like what he had to say. But then I saw him on Donald Glover. On Donald Glover's Instagram. And I was like, oh shit, okay, this worked. Because we do have a large proportion of people right now, guys, as we enter the very hardcore and the very like the seventh inning of this, the election process right now. We're getting a lot of people who have heard of Andrew Yang, like that he sounds different, like that he sounds humane, but don't know if they're hardcore YangGang yet. But then guess what? Then they see him on Donald Glover, they see him working together, maybe they see an article about him, and then that kind of forces him to go, okay, this guy is actually making cultural changes. He's actually making a cultural figure. Let's look into him. They become harder YangGang. And then you have these people that come out and wait in line for this merch collab. So yeah, from there, what happened was on that part, it was a total success. We had so many people who showed up, and that only added to the media attention. Media were just walking down this line, getting shots of everybody. The campaign had their videographer getting shots of everybody, probably for an ad or like maybe like a promo teaser thing that's going to come out soon. Sorry, I'll turn my phone off. That's so rude. I'm just looking at everything. Twitter is going crazy right now, but yep. Okay, so yeah, that on that part, it totally worked. Lots and lots of people. People were capturing on the media. The news was there. And then right across the street, so like this is not like a long street. It's a one road street. On the other side, there's a little pop-up shops, and that's where it was. And on that side, there was Fred the Felon's long truck right there, right? Fred the Felon's truck was there. The truck is for Yang. We're going to have them interviewed on here at 1:15. What time is it now? In 15 minutes, we're going to throw them on here. But yes, so then that happened, and then in front of there were all the media trucks and all the media people, like Fox 10 or KCLA, all the local LA news people, and they're also national ones too. Like MSNBC was there, CNN was there, Fox was there, and they're all there knowing that this pop-up shop was happening. And this is only 24 hours before they announced. Although I have a feeling that most likely the campaign told media outlets secretly a little bit before, right? You can probably assume that, but that's what they did. So we had a gate in front of the actual store that would rise up, showing all the glass pane and the actual main door, and that was like you got like the gate right closed right there. And so what Will Lexham did and the SoCal people, like I showed you guys in one of my videos, the YangGang Armory, where we create all this amazing art. Like, so what they did was they did this huge stenciling of Andrew Yang, right? This huge stenciling face, and I posted it. You guys can check it out. And what they did was they put it on the actual gate, and they just spray painted all over. They got permission from the campaign according to Will. So those three spray painted it. And so basically, you had all the media right on this like very small little sidewalk, right? On one side. And the other side is this gate that's going to open up, showing the paint and showing the studio. It's beautiful. It's really, really, really amazing. And so they're just getting shots of this Andrew Yang stenciling. So at the same time, we have all these artists showing their work. And then guess what happens? Then we have Mac. You guys, I don't know if you guys all know Mac. Mac is an amazing guy. He travels a little bit with the campaign. Tries to go all these events with me. Mac is amazing. And what he does, his name's Macady, he has stilts. He dresses up as Andrew Yang, and will literally go on stilts being like 6'6" or whatever. How tall? No, he's like 10'5". I don't know how tall. How tall are stilts, Isaac? My friend just got here, guys. 10'5". How tall are stilts? 10'5"?
Stilts, it depends. Like maybe 4-foot stilts.
4-foot stilts. So given that he's like what, 6 foot, he's gonna be 10. So he's a 10-foot dude dressed up as Andrew Yang, and it's beautiful. But And so what he'll do is he walks around and he smartly went in front of the media, walked in front of them and was like, hey guys, artists for Yang. And all the media, literally, it's like this. It's like there's blood in the water and fucking sharks are going crazy because all the media just suddenly goes, record, record, record. And they all, I hit my Christmas tree with my hand. But they flip the cameras on and they all just start recording. I'm like, okay, this is why this is important. This is why having these artists out here, this is why having like Mac out here is important, because you draw this many attention, you show this cool part of the Yang game that's unique. You know Joe Biden supporters aren't doing that. You know, like freaking Amy Klobuchar, you know, her supporters aren't doing that. Was that kind of funny, Isaac? Yeah. You know that freaking Pete Booty supporters aren't doing that. They're not doing that. We got Mac, man. We got a guy on stilts. It's crazy. And doing stuff like that, like in Atlanta, we had a huge math sign that lit up. That was amazing. So we had that in front of the store. Then after a little bit, the garage goes up right at around, I think it was 12. And we just see this pop-up store with Yang signs on the windows, and you look inside. It's a beautiful little like simplistic store, and the shelves just have hooks with the Yang hoodies. The one I'm wearing right now, Isaac. Isaac, how sick is this hoodie?
It's a pretty good hoodie.
It's a pretty good hoodie, right? Like it's kind of like minimalistic while being YangGang. It's dope. So we had those like on racks right there. It was really nice. Then you had the blue hats on the top shelf right there, and you had Yang like kind of not spray painted, like painted on the back wall. So people would walk in and walk out and stuff like that. So what happened was we would the media was the first group to get shuffled in. So the media goes in with their big cameras, the reporters go in, it's great. And then after that, what you saw was then they let the first group of people go in, but it was kind of a crazy losh posh of all the Yang supporters getting together, and they weren't sure who was in line first. Eventually they figured it out, got them in. They got to go in and buy the stuff. And me and Paget were live streaming right in front of that windowsill. Guys, I'm not going to cap. Like, it was crazy how many people were viewing our live stream. Like, that's the power of having live streamers out there and having YangGang content creators. We're able to connect the rest of the country and the rest of the YangGang from all over to what we do. So that's what we did. I had about 750 to 800 people watching the live stream at all times, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of people. And you guys were just watching and seeing what's going on from our perspective. And it's just like connecting everybody. It makes us stronger because we are able to know what's going on the other side of the country. And it makes us more powerful online, on Twitter. We have the information faster. This is not something that Pete Buttigieg supporters can do. They don't have this online network that connects us all. So we were doing that, which was amazing. I think that is what made me so happy. Just that everybody in the YangGang could participate. And because so many of us were live streaming, this can be available on YouTube. So it's not like we leave you guys out. Instead, the internet brings us together. And we all do become more powerful because of that. So that was great. So we had that live stream going on. And so over time, they would let people in slowly. Donald Glover was in there. Andrew was in there. It turns out that Donald Glover wasn't taking pictures of anybody. He was just standing there with kind of his entourage. I know Paget snuck in there. Which Paget? I don't know how you did that. But Paget snuck in there, which was super cool. And I'm just filming from the outside trying to get it. Andrew comes out. Huge mob goes around him. He sees me. He comes up, joins my live stream, goes, hey, Kai, how you doing? Which, like, again, every time that happens, I completely shit myself. I go crazy. That's inappropriate. I get really surprised every time he notices me. It's crazy. Like it's. I mean, I know all of us. We love him. We love what he does. So it's crazy when he recognizes us, remembers us, and it only takes going to these events a couple times because he has that kind of like personability. He's like, I remember you. You're YangGang. You come and check this out. That's why he knows like Russell from Grassroots and everything, right? He knows them because he knows that they care and he knows that he goes to the events. It's great. It's great. So yeah, awesome. That's what I want to talk about. It's a little bit about the Childish Gambino event. It was amazing. All the articles that have come out. The media attention hasn't really been released yet, but it's coming. And I got hit up by a lot of my friends who were Yang curious, who know that I love Yang, who know what I do. And because of the Childish Gambino thing, they hit me up and asked me like, hey, I have a quick question about UBI. And I was like, thank you for joining the next steps of being Yang, baby. I was like, yes, of course. What do you got? And they're like, is inflation gonna happen? No. You know, like I had to explain it to them. They're like, wait, what happened with renters, or what happens with this? What happens with this? And I had to explain it all. But eventually, they become Yanged. I find it much more successful when I don't like go like, hey, let me tell you about Andrew Yang. Instead, I get them to like him a little bit, and then allow them to eventually come up and ask me questions about it, because that's more powerful. I never go hostile, because that leaves a bad impression for more than just who I am, but who I represent, which is Andrew Yang, right? It makes him look bad if his supporters are hostile. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about when it came to LA. Okay, I think we're gonna have Truckers for Yang jump on in 1 second.